welcome back to the Knitting Traditions podcast if you're a returning viewer. And if you're new here, you're very welcome. This is a podcast about knitting mainly. And my name is Inga and I live on the west coast of Norway. So grab yourself something to drink, and today I have lots of acquisitions to show you, as well as a little bit of knitting and crafting. So settle in. And I'm enjoying a mango peach tea, which will probably get cold before finishing this recording, but that's okay. Alright, so since last time I've been working on 2 of the same projects and 1 new. I haven't been able to finish anything, or I do have a half finished object, kind of. This is the Hera socks by Sahra from Daytoday Knits. She's Portuguese, but she lives in the southern part of the US, and this is her first pattern which has been released. This is the Hera sock. It's an ankle sock with a kind of leaf lace motif on the front of the sock. I hope the lighting's okay. We're going towards fall here in Norway and it's getting darker outside. This is the lightest place where I live, so we'll make do. And I am using the Traditions Gammelserie. It's a Rauma yarn, 100% wool with high twist, and I bought 1 skein, should be enough for a pair of ankle socks. I have already cast on the second sock, and I am working on the heel flap. So I've lost the sock mojo for the last month or 2 or so, but I really want to finish these socks. They are really cute, so I'm trying to make myself work on them in between garments, which is kind of what I'm gravitating towards right now. They are being knit on 2mm needles, so it's not the fastest project, but I'm really happy with how they are turning out. So I'm looking forward to having a pair of ankle socks. I do have a lot of knitted socks, but not really that many ankle socks. So this is going to be a nice addition. And technically I have another half finished object. This is the last thing I talked about in the previous episode. It's one of my scrappy projects. I have a lot of leftover scraps in my stash, a mix of fingering but also a lot of different yarn weights with 100% wool. So I borrowed a weaving chair, a child-sized one. I show it in the previous episode, from my aunt, and I decided to use up a lot of my woolly scraps to make a rug. Just random stripes of different thicknesses. This was made in almost like 24 hours, and I'm almost done with another one, which is not identical. Again, just using up the same scraps, different stripe sizes. And what I'm planning on doing is to sew this one together with the other one along this edge, so that it's a thicker rug, like so. Perhaps it'll be twice the size of this one, to have on the floor in the cabin. It'll be really nice and warm, and I think I'm going to continue using up my scraps to make like little rugs for the floor. Maybe I'll make some in like a unicolor instead of a striped one, but I do really think this looks kind of retro and cool. This is the right side because I've done magic knots to tie the colors together when I change stripes. So there are magic knots for every stripe at different points. I didn't use it at the beginning of the row because, like you can see, it doesn't really matter. It all just melts in nicely together. So an idea if you have a lot of small scraps that you don't know what to do with, I'm really happy with this, and it was quite fast, and it's actually going to be something useful. So I wanted to show this now because I'm trying to finish it before going to the cabin next week, and I just want to bring lots of knitting with me, so I wanted to check in with you before I go. Maybe I get to record there, maybe not. We shall see if I have anything to show. And then I received a very, very generous gift. So Amanda from sagevalleyhandmade, she owns a Etsy shop in Canada, and she focuses on creating environmentally conscious project bags, needle cases, handbags, recycled Canadian fur pom-poms, and knitwear accessories using minimal synthetics and professional techniques. And she sent me 2 bags to showcase, and I immediately fell in love and put my projects in there straight away. So these are two of her style of bags, and she sent me them to try and to show you, and honestly I love them so much. This first one, let's see, they have names, these bags. So the woolen one is the fireside bag, and this bag, I'll see if I have the name. So this is the zipper top pouch, and she makes them with different prints on top, and then this is a waxed canvas, but she also has an option with the leather bottom. And so this one has a zipper on top, and inside I have a new whip to show you. So in a previous episode I showed you this stunning yarn from Zakami Yarns. It's a couple in the UK that creates stunning colorways on lots of luxurious natural fibers, so it's right up my alley. And this is the Boomy colorway, and the base is 38% baby alpaca, 25% merino, and 37% Pima cotton. And this is a 100 grams fingering to sock weight yarn. It's non-superwash, and it's really a beautiful color. And they sent me 3 skeins of this to try, plus some prizes for you. And I wound this up, and this looks a lot bigger than a fingering sock weight because it has a lot of fluff to the yarn. I think that is due to the alpaca. It almost has like a mohair suri alpaca halo. And I had 3 skeins of this, and I made up a swatch, and I think I got 21 stitches per 4 inches or 10 centimeters. So I looked through the patterns that I had. A lot of petite knit patterns uses that gauge, but I didn't really want to make any of those. I don't know. So I kept looking on Ravelry. I like to use the search engine there. It's pretty much all I really use Ravelry for. And every now and then I try to go in and respond to messages, but I'm much better at Instagram. And then I found the Sahra sweater or Sahra pullover, a stunning pattern that I have actually had in my queue because I have some other yarn which is actually meant to be used in that pattern, tuku wool. So I saw that, and I saw that I had enough yarn for it. It was the right gauge, and it just looked like it was gonna be super, super cozy. The neck right here, it's like a folded over turtleneck, or you can also wear it just like regular all the way up. But it looks so squishy. It's like a twisted rib, so it took me a whole day to knit it, but it's worth it. And then it has some really nice raglan detailing, and I have just split for the body and sleeves. And this feels so soft. It really is. It's so squishy and soft, and it just feels really lovely. And I'm loving these little rust specks that keeps popping up every now and then, and there's like a little bit more on the neck and the front, which is also really nice. Yeah. And then, yes, so I'm still in the first skein. I've got 2 to go. It should be fine. I think I'll make the arms first, because that way I have them long enough, and then I can kind of knit the body until I run out of yarn. It's supposed to have some pockets, so I just need to make sure that I get those pockets because I really want them. And now I can also show you the inside of the bag, which is a really nice canvas, and it's so well made. So sagevalleyhandmade sent me this bag, but she also sent me another bag, which I think is going to be my new favorite because it's wool. So this is the fireside bag. I can put the tag off now. So this is the fireside bag, and it's made of wool, and this is a leather that you can kind of roll it down like a lunch bag and clasp it, and then it opens up on the top, and you can also fold it down on itself to make a bucket to knit from, like so. And it has those leather straps on the side as well here, and the label. And inside I am keeping my largest current whip, which is my half and half triangle wrap by Purl Soho. It's a free pattern that a lot of knitters have been making in the past year, thanks to Katie Jacks. So, you know, I decided to cast on last minute. And since the last time I finished, so big I don't even know what's what here. I finished the first section, which is gray oats, I think was the colorway. I'll put it here if it's not gray oats. And I used 3 skeins, so I made the largest size, and I knit mine on 4mm needles, so maybe mine is even larger than intended, but that's okay. I like big shawls / blankets. And I was a bit unsure which color to use for my second, but as you can see, I have chosen. So I'm still working on the first ball, but I'm almost halfway through the German short rows because it uses German short rows to make the triangles. So with the light color that I started with, you start with 260 stitches, and then you do German short rows, and the rows get shorter and shorter. With the second color, it's the other way around, so it's gonna get slower and slower, but I'm really enjoying knitting on it. And the color for the green is juniper green, and it's a really lovely color. In this one you see the linen specks fiber spun into it, because this is Linen Quill by Purl Soho, and it's 100 grams, so it's a fingering weight, and the content is 50% fine 50% fine Highland wool, 35% alpaca, and 15% linen. So the linen is more visible in the green one than it was in the gray oats. You can really see the linen here because I guess it's light colored, and so was the other fibers. I will, however, note that the light color, the gray oats, or whatever the name is, was a lot softer than this colored juniper green. It feels like a different yarn almost. It's a lot softer than this, and I think that's due to the process of coloring. But I've heard that when you wash it up, it gets a lot softer. But I guess if you are very sensitive and you would like to try a linen quill, then this was a lot easier on the hands than the green one. It's not that this is very rough or anything, it just feels a little bit stiffer than the light color. And I'm really excited to have this finished. I can already envisioning wearing it this way so that the green sticks out, or perhaps the other way, like so. This green is a really interesting color to knit with because if it's dark in the room, it looks almost like a dark gray. But when you're in the sun and the light, you see all these different variations to this green. Almost like a lighter yellowy green, and then the dark foresty green, and the white fibers from the linen. And it's just really beautiful. So that is my current big whip, which is really nice to have to knit on when you just don't have the brain capacity to knit on all the other things. That requires a little bit more attention. Yes, so thank you so much to Amanda from Sagevalleyhandmade for these gorgeous, gorgeous bags. The quality is amazing, and I highly recommend them. I'm bringing this one to the cabin, and it's gonna be the perfect knitting basket to have there, as I am hopefully working on my half and half triangles wrap the next week. I forgot to talk about what I'm wearing. I'm wearing one of my last summer tops that I haven't shown yet, but it was a bit chilly, so I'm also wearing a cardigan. This top is a pattern by Witre design. I think it's called Nordic summer top, but I'll put the name here. This is a top that I knit last year in some cotton yarn that I had bought in Turkey. It's a nice layering piece. It's nice to wear if I'm outside and I want to get a little bit of tan, but otherwise it's a bit low cut in the front and back, so it's not something that I wear alone in public, just because I feel a little bit naked. It's also a bit see-through. So today I am wearing this cardigan as well, with pockets, and this is, believe it or not, the no frills cardigan by Petite knit, just knit at a very tight gauge, and I made it cropped. This is actually one of the first things that I knit. Not like first, but quite early on. So early on that I wasn't really aware of the benefits of buying local yarn, minimally processed yarn. So this is some random yarn from eBay that came from China, and I did not understand the label. I don't have it anymore, but it's supposed to be a cashmere yarn, and it was like a lace weight almost. So I knit this on 2mm needles, I think. There was like a needle, circular needle that actually came with the yarn when I ordered it online years ago. So I picked a big size for the cardigan to kind of compensate for it being a tight gauge. And it fits. It's a bit, I wish it was a bit bigger over the shoulders. I kind of feel like I need to drag it up. But I feel like that with a lot of cardigans that they kind of slide off the shoulders a little bit. And I also made it shorter because the no frills cardigan is a longer one. But I was kind of over the whole purling several hundred stitches on 2mm needles at the end. So yeah, I was done with it. I really like the color, but I don't really wear it a lot because I feel like it falls off the shoulders. It's a very soft yarn. It pilled quite a bit, so I actually used one of those machines that takes away the pilling, and that helped a little bit. But yeah, I have been thinking at one point I should probably kind of de-stash my my knitwear a little bit, because I do have a lot of garments that just I don't really wear them enough, and there's so many things that I want to knit, and I'm definitely more of a process knitter, so I should probably knit more for other people, but I always knit things that I want for myself, so it's hard to kind of separate myself from the garments. But at one point I probably should de-stash a little bit, just so I have more space for more garments. One day. So last time there was like a little bit of a draw for the cutest crochet pattern from Amy from Half Calf Crochet. So I'll put the winner here. Congratulations. You can send me a message on Instagram or get in contact with Amy directly if you like for the pattern, and we'll get that sent to you. Other than that, before I get into Aquisitions, the lovely Sue from Crafty27, another friend of mine that I've met through the podcast, she also has a podcast herself. She has offered a coupon code for you for her bags and sewn things. She has started to open up her business again, which where she makes bags that she sews and sells, and little kind of bags for yarn cakes, etc. And the coupon code is Traditions15, and it's active from the 29th of August until September 5th. So you should check her out. She sent me a lovely bag for sock projects, and I've been using that a lot, and also one that went out as a prize for you in a previous episode. Yes. And another coupon for you is from Aniknits, and she has a pattern called One More Stripe Sweater. Yes, and it's a great project for a stripy sweater or t-shirt if you want to use short sleeves. And she contacted me because of the STASHALONG, because this is a great pattern to use up your scraps for striping. So you can use the code Knittingtradition15 without an S, and that's active until the end of 2021 if you want to get a discount of the One More Stripe sweater. So thank you. Other than that, I have some acquisitions to show you. Maybe first I can show you a magazine that came in the mail today. So a few months ago, I was contacted by the publishing agency Orage. It's like orange, but without the N. They are making a knitting magazine in Swedish. And it's called Handarbete, Inspirerande Handarbete, which is like inspiring crafts. And they wanted to do a profile on me, and I said yes. So that was a bit fun to see. So this magazine includes patterns for both crochet and knitting and a little bit of leather crafts, and there's a profile from my Instagram account in this. So I thought that was really cool, and they sent me a copy. So now I just need to improve a little bit on my Swedish so that I can make some of these patterns. I actually saw a really cute bedspread that was crocheted, but I need to ask my colleague and friend who is Swedish to help me translate a little bit of the terminology. I'm sure I can figure it out with just a little bit of help. If it was knitting, no problem, but I'm not that good with crochet and crochet terminology in general, so I do need a little bit of aid. But this is the spread that I thought was really nice, so in the future maybe that will be a project. And some more acquisitions to show you. My friend Shannon, she has started a podcast on YouTube. She has 2 episodes out. We've been chatting back and forth on Instagram for months now, and I feel like we've become really great friends. She lives in Alberta with her son, and she sent me a yarn mail gift from her and her son. So we had been talking about Fiber Tales yarn. Once a year, Fiber Tales usually sends out some local yarn from her family's farm that she gets spun up, and I've never been able to get any, but Shannon, she did. She managed to order several skeins, and she sent me 5 skeins, which is beyond generous. I don't even have words. It was such a lovely gift. So these are, I think this is the natural grey fibers from her sheep. It's organic Gotland 2-ply medium grey, which is 50% Gotland from her family's farm, and then 50% organic local wool, which is mixed. And then the darker grey is also 50% Gotland wool and 50% organic local wool, which I think has been dyed black to get the darker color. And I am not sure what to make yet. I have been contemplating making one of Fiber Tales' own patterns, because she has a pattern that uses up her yarn in these 2 colorways similarly. So I might be making that, but we shall see. Shannon also made me a card. Look at this. I was in awe at her skill. I think she should be making illustrations or selling little drawings like this. I thought it was so cool. She actually told me that she has a dream of making children's illustration book, like a book with children's illustrations, and I think she would be great at it. So I think I'm gonna be actually framing this and keeping it, because it just made me so happy. And right up my alley, she also sent me some coffee stickers, which I will be putting everywhere. And her son sent me a little Canadian moose. He kept a beaver for himself, which he named Toothy, I think. And I got the moose, so I'm gonna name him a Moosey. Isn't he cute? Yes, I'm an adult who likes stuffed animals, which is why I also keep crocheting them for myself. It's fine. No rush to grow up. And yes, I have one more big acquisition. Ever since I started knitting again, because I did learn to knit as a child, and I've been knitting off and on since I was like 6. But I think it was like 5 or 6 years ago, I really picked up knitting again and then slowly became addicted to it. It's a lifestyle. But ever since then, I've been wanting to try spin cycle yarns. I bought this pattern years ago. This is Shifty by Andrea. It's a gorgeous pattern. I think it uses mosaic stitch. And I have never tried that. It's kind of one of the knitting techniques that I've been a little bit scared of trying. I don't know why. But I've been wanting to make this Shifty sweater forever. But as a student before, I couldn't afford it. Thanks to this podcast and the money that I've gotten in from YouTube ads, etc., I was able to give myself a little splurge treat and bought several skeins of spin cycle yarns because I have more than just the Shifty pattern in mind. There's also this new pattern by Andrea Mary out. I'll put the name here. That I wanted to make after seeing Stacy from Stress Knits Yarns version. So I can show you the yarns that I got. I got several. So I got 2 skeins of this shade. This is the new base from Spin Cycle Yarn called Nocturne. It's same as dyed in the wool, but it's dyed on a darker base, so it has less variations compared to dyed in the wool. And this is the brown sugar. So I bought this thinking that this could be a contrast color in the Shifty sweater. And then I got this, which I want to use as the base color in the Shifty. This is Grumpy Birds, and I love everything about the Grumpy Birds color. I think it looks really pretty. The thing with Spin Cycle, this is dyed in the wool, is that you never really know what exact color you get because no skein is the same. You can ask for what you like, so I told them I like orangey, brown, green, warm tones, and I think it really hit home with the Grumpy Birds. I love everything about the colors in this. I also really like the look of the minty green deep bump yarn, so I might be making another sweater using this yarn. Or I might use it in the Shifty sweater, some of it. So we shall see. I haven't quite decided yet. I think it's a really pretty, lovely color. It doesn't give me fall-winter vibes. It's more of a spring-summery, so I might save it for those seasons and then knit something up. I got this sunset strip to use in the Shifty. However, I wanted more of a warm orangey, and there's a lot of pink in this. It looks more orange on camera than it is in real life. It's more of yellowy pinkish. It's a lot of it in there, so I haven't quite decided yet if I want to put it into the Shifty. I think maybe the contrast is a bit too much. I'm not sure. We shall see. But if not, I'm sure there'll be a project for it in the future. Or if not, maybe I can do a yarn swap with someone. After seeing Stacy from Stress Knits, I really wanted to copy her, so I ordered the Rusty Rainbow, this yarn right here. I asked for, I told them that I wanted, oh, it's really blowing out with the color. I told them that I wanted to get orangey, red, yellow, brown tones, like the ones that Stacy has in her Rusted Rainbow. However, the yarn that I got has a lot of purple, pink, bluish, not really the rusty colors that I was hoping for, which, you know, it's a bit unfortunate because it's quite expensive yarn and I'm not sure it'll give me the sweater that I'm looking for. The colors are beautiful, but I really wanted that rusty rainbow vibe to the yarn. So I have 5 skeins of this in like a, yeah, more of a cool rusty rainbow. There is a lot of pinks and purples in here. So if anyone out there has the Rusty Rainbow in more orangey brown warm tones, but would like pink and purpley tones instead, you could message me on Instagram and maybe we could swap. I don't know. Shipping is quite expensive, but it would be worth it to get the color that I'm actually looking for. There isn't really any yarn stores around here that carries this, so I wouldn't be able to swap it locally, so maybe that's an option to swap with someone who would like these tones instead of the warmer ones. Who knows? And if not, I'll find another project for it. It would make a great shifty as well, so we shall see. Maybe with this would be less of a contrast. That could work. It'll be used if not. Another lovely acquisition that was gifted to me is from a Instagram friend called Helen. So Helen sent me this gorgeous mondim bag together with 2 mondim skeins for me to try, because I can't really get mondim locally. I could order it online, but there's this whole thing with shipping, and she had ordered a lot of mondim and also another yarn base, so she sent me these 2 to try. So I can't wait to get my knitting mojo back to try this yarn. This is a 100% wool yarn. It's a sock yarn. It's from Retrosaria Pomar in Portugal. I've actually been to their store in Lisbon. Highly recommend. But I didn't get any of this when I was there because I wasn't really into the whole sock thing. So this is the color 112. It's a lovely green. It's beautiful. And then this is a very interesting color. It's like almost a speckly, but not really speckly. I don't know which, marled? Almost marled, but not really marled. It looks like a speckly marl, if that makes sense. And this is the color 205. So I'm really looking forward to trying this yarn and seeing how it holds up. My Hera socks are also made in 100% wool yarn, a Norwegian sock yarn. So this feels a lot softer. So I'm looking forward to making some socks and then seeing what holds up the best. Emma from Woolly Mammoth Fiber Company, Woolly Mammoth Yarns. She's another lovely podcaster. She also has some natural sock bases, which I hope to get my hands on in the future. It's really hard because she sells out super fast. But those are 3 non-nylon sock yarns to try. She also sent me this lovely brusca bag with yarn enough for a sweater or a big shawl. So this is the brusca by Retrosaria Pomar, and it looks almost gray in this lighting, but it's a lovely dark teal colorway, and it's the color 13C, and this is 100% wool as well. It's made from fine wools of Saloia and Portuguese merino, which are both native to Portugal. So that is really nice, and I am looking forward to knitting something up with this. I have actually tried brusca before. I think I've worn the sweater in a previous episode. It's like white with brown color work. If not, I will wear it in the future. I have to check. We're getting to over 25 episodes something. I've lost count now. So there's a lot of garments that have been worn in the past year. So yes, really looking forward to knitting something up with this. It's a great yarn, and I don't find it scratchy. It's just nice and warm. Yes. So I think now I'm unsure if I had finished this t-shirt last time. Had I finished this? This is the So Summer shirt by Jessie maed. If I showed this the last time, sorry, repeat. But this is a pattern by Jessie maed Designs. It's a t-shirt that has several options for the brim, but I did a folded brim, and I did the same on the sleeves, and then the neckline is just, I didn't do anything to it. There is an option to make, I think you could do a folded brim or a ribbing, or, you know, I did nothing as like in the pattern photo, and I think it turned out great. I used 2 skeins of Solaris by Felizy Punto, Spanish dyer, and I am loving this. I was a bit worried about it being a drop shoulder because drop shoulders usually don't look that good on me, but I'm really happy with this. It looks a lot better than I thought. It has a lovely drape. It fits really nice over dresses and high-waisted pants. And this is a silk and linen yarn, so it's very cool to the touch, but it was lovely to knit with. A lot of natural plant fibers can be a bit rough on the hands, but I didn't find that at all. And the color is just stunning. What else can I say about it? Really, really happy with it. Pleasantly surprised. And I think that even though it's a plant fiber t-shirt, I can still wear it for other seasons. I just need to layer it a bit because it'll be way too cold for fall and winter temperatures. So yes, really, really happy with this. I highly recommend the yarn and the pattern, and it fits really well. I think I made the small or the medium. I made the recommended size for me. So yes, really happy with it. I am. And now that I'm talking about it, I don't think I was finished last time. So yeah, one finished object. And is that it? Or do I have more? That's enough, right? Or isn't it? No, I have more! So you might have seen when I was showing this whip that I had, or maybe I didn't show it slowly enough. It has these beautiful stitch markers with these green stones on it. I have 2 on right now, and I also have some white stones. This was a gift from a Norwegian maker. She's called Hege Kristin, and she creates stitch markers and progress keepers here in Norway. And she uses a lot of these stones. So she sent me some stitch markers for myself, and she also sent some for you. She sent me the green aventwine. Her business is called To Be Knitted, as in bee. And she also sent me moonstone, which are the white ones. I've already put those into my I have this folded thing with all my needles and everything. And then she sent me rose quartz, which is now I can show you how they look presented nicely. So she sent it on this loop that you can easily open and close. So you could put this on your keychain or your bag or whatever you like. So these are 4 rose quartz and a little bee. I don't know if you can see it properly. There's a little bee here. It's really cute. And she also sent me Cape Amethyst, which is really beautiful lavendery color, also with a little bee. And for you, she also sent some stitch markers that I will be putting into a future giveaway. The crystal quartz. I will try and open it for you. This is the crystal quartz. It's quite similar to the moonstone that she sent me. This is a bit more clear, beautiful, and again a little bee as well on this one. And the other one is called Citrine, and it's this lovely golden one as well with a little bee for you guys. So these are some stunning markers. I've been using them on my project, and a lot of stitch markers can open up a little bit in the loop, but that hasn't happened here, so really nice quality. So To Be Knitted, check her out if you also want to get some of these beautiful stitch markers and don't want to take the chance on winning the giveaway. Okay, now I think that was all of my knitting and all of my acquisitions. So maybe we can knit a little bit. So I will take out my half and half wrap, sip some cold tea. Oh yes, I've been contacted by India Untangled. If you're from the US or you watch a lot of podcasts, you've probably heard about India Untangled before. I think I have never been to Rhinebeck or India Untangled, but it's like a yarn festival in the US. I hope to go one day in person, but this year India Untangled, like last year, is going to be an online event, and they contacted me and they asked me if I wanted to be one of the podcasters who will do a live stream, and I said yes, of course. So it's a little bit scary because I've never done a live stream before. I am really good at pretending at being an extrovert, but I really am a bit more of an introvert and maybe a little bit shyer than I may seem. So it's a bit scary putting myself out there for questions and interactions, but I think it's just going to be so lovely. So I'm going to be on the doing the live stream on Sunday the 17th of October, and I think the time we landed on is the 1 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be the evening here. And in order, if you want to join in on the live stream, you have to sign up for the, is it called the Podcasters Lounge or India Untangled? Google it and there'll probably explanations to what you need to sign up for. But I think it's going to be really nice. So I'm excited for that. And I'm hoping to one day be able to go to Rhinebeck and India Untangled and all the other yarn festivals out there. So yeah, I will probably be doing a similar format to this, like a podcast, but more interactive, answering questions, probably sitting and knitting with you. I'll see if I have any yarn stash or finished garments that have used yarns from the vendors that will be at India Untangled this year. Then I can showcase that in my podcast at that live stream. Maybe that would be nice. And if I have any finished garments or acquisitions, I'm still gonna present everything in my normal podcast here. So even if you don't want to go or don't have the time to attend, you're not gonna miss out on that, just the live interaction bit, of course. And maybe in the future, if it works really well, I can do a live stream. But it is, it's not so easy with all the different time zones. I think it's so fun to hear where you're all from. So please comment below where you're from. YouTube kind of tells a little bit where, like, there's a lot of people from the US and Canada, Norway, but there's also people from New Zealand and India, and it's just really fun to see where everyone's from. But it makes it a bit hard with the time zones to make it all fit in so that most people can attend. Yeah, so we shall see how that goes, and if I manage to go through that 1 hour without messing up badly or saying something silly. Yes. What else? I've been working as usual. I have one more shift this week tomorrow, and then I have a week off. The way we work is that in Norway you are not allowed to work. Oh, I have fiber in my eye. You're not allowed to work more than 60 hours per week, at least not planned, and your boss cannot make you work more than 60 hours per week. So since I work a lot of 26, 24, 25 hour shifts, that makes a lot of hours in a week. So we have like a rolling work plan of 6 weeks, and then in those 6 weeks we have like a week off that is also paid. And that kind of compensates for all those hours in the other weeks, so that the average number of hours is not more than 60. So that is really nice when you're working a lot of hours to have that little break in there, to kind of recharge and focus on other things like knitting and working on the cabin. So that's what I'm going to be doing the next week. I'm going to be packing up my project bags with lots of yarn, and I'll be going up to the cabin. I need to finish a wood shed. I made a wood shed together with my family the last time I was up there, but turns out we had a lot more firewood than there was room for. So we made another, but it kind of was a makeshift one, and it collapsed. So I need to go up there and finish up another proper one. My father is up there right now, so he actually already started, but I need to bring the roof for the shed, which I have in my car here. I also collected some driftwood along the fjord when I visited my uncle and aunt's cabin. They have a cabin by the fjord. It's a gorgeous view. And along the side of the fjord, there's a lot of driftwood, mostly birch, I think. So I collected some of that, and my plan is to make a ladder by kind of screwing 2 long driftwood sticks together with smaller ones, and that will hold wool blankets and knitted blankets next to the couch. So it's going to be like a nice little interior design thing that I have found and made myself, which makes it extra special. I also found some other really cool wriggly ones that I'm thinking of maybe hanging on the wall outside, and then getting little knobs to screw into them, and then we can hang jackets or towels or whatever on there when we're outside. So I think that's going to be really nice, and I think the weather is going to get better. We did hit like 0 degrees already at night last week, but I think it's going to be getting a little bit warmer, like only 6 degrees Celsius at night and then like 18 at day. So maybe getting to do some hikes, biking, paddling, just enjoying a little bit of me time off. And then it's back to work. Yeah, I actually did manage to go on a hike this week and last week, so I got some footage that I will put at the end here. And yeah, I hope if I get to do a lot of knitting, then maybe I can record a little episode at the cabin, and if not, I will get back to you after the cabin trip when I am back home here and I have a little bit more to show you guys. So I hope you're doing well. I hope you enjoyed this episode and that I will see you again soon. I appreciate this community so much, reading the comments and seeing the interactions that I get to have with you, and just that people for some reason enjoy watching me talk about my knitting. It baffles me, and I'm so honored to be a part of this great community. So if you want to see more, just like the video, subscribe, leave a comment, and I read every single comment. I don't have the time anymore to reply to all the comments, but just know that I am there seeing it, and I highly appreciate all of them. So I will see you soon. Stay happy knitting, stay well, and yeah, maybe I'll see you in a live stream in the future. If not, I will see you here. Bye!